I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will try to understand the basics about patterns and sequences. Consider the sequence 3, 7, 11, 15. Identify the type of sequence, write recursive formula, and write general term formula. Now when we are talking about type of sequence, we are basically looking into arithmetic or geometric sequence, right? Now, how to find the type? We need to analyze the consecutive terms. Now, in this sequence, first term is 3, then we have 7, 11, and 15. Now, what is 7 minus 3? So we see 7 minus 3 is 4. So the difference is 4. So what we are trying to find is the difference between each consecutive term. So difference 7 minus 3 is 4, 11 minus 7 is also 4, 15 minus 11 is also 4. So what we see here is common difference is equal to 4. Since we have a constant common difference, right? The sequence is arithmetic sequence, right? So this is an example of arithmetic sequence. So we can write down here right. In arithmetic sequence, each following term is increased by a fixed amount. So there is a common difference between the two consecutive terms. Now the second part of this is to write recursive formula. Recursive means with the help of previous term we are trying to find the next term. That is the whole idea. So in general we say Tn, nth term is equals to previous term, that means T of previous means 1 less than n, n minus 1. How do you get the next term? In this particular case, we get the next term by adding 4. So that becomes the recursive formula. But whenever you write recursive formula, you have to mention the first term. Otherwise, how will you start it, right? So in every recursive formula, you should also mention that the first term or T1 is equal to 3 in our case. Do you see that? Now, if you start with 3, you get the whole sequence. That is the whole idea. And what is n equals to? In this formula, or in general, for all the sequences which we are going to consider, n belongs to set of natural numbers. When we say natural numbers, it means what? It means numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, right? 0 is not included. Remember that. Okay, so that is up to recursive formula. Now, we have to write a general formula for this particular sequence. Now, to get any term, we need previous term for using recursive formula. But if you know the general formula, then we do not need the previous term. So that's the beauty of general formula. General formula can be developed like we can write general formula Tn is equal to a, the first term, right? For our arithmetic sequence, it is a plus n minus 1, where n is the number of terms, minus 1 times common difference. So that is a standard equation which can always be used to find general term in case of arithmetic sequence. Correct? In our case, we know a is 3. So we can write Tn equals to 3 plus n minus 1 times d. d is 4. So multiply by 4. Now it's a good practice to simplify it, right? So let us simplify. So we get 3 plus 4n minus 4. Apply distributive property and open this up. And now we can write this as 3 minus 4 is minus 1. So we can write this as 4n minus 1. So we have the general formula, which is Tn equals to 4 times n minus 1. So that is how we can actually find the general formula. Now, you could actually write this formula directly also without going through all this. And the method is like this. We found that the common difference is 4. Now 4 is added each time. That means each number is kind of related with 4. Now the question is, first term is 3. 4 times 1 is what? 4 times 1 is 4. How do I get 3 minus 1? So that is how you can develop it. So you can write T of n is equals to 4 times n, and then how do I get 3? N is 1, right? So 4 times 1 is 4. To get 3, I have to take away 1. Do you see that? Straight away, simple logic gives you the general term formula. Okay, so that is how you find it. Another way to write the formulas are to use your discrete functions just as a line, right? So you will notice that arithmetic sequence is kind of a line where the first difference is constant, indicating the slope, right? So you can find slope, 4 related with slope. We know this is the first term. Adding one term, adding 4 gives you the next term. How about the previous term? I know 0 is not valid, but still, if I take away 4, I get kind of my y-intercept equivalent for a line, which is minus 1. So that also gives you a way of writing formula. So we call it discrete formulas, right? So those could be written in the form of f of n is equals to, same thing, right? 4n minus 1, where n belongs to natural numbers. So this is the fourth way of writing your formulas for the same sequence. I hope with this simple arithmetic sequences concept is clear at least. So now we know that there are 4 ways to represent an arithmetic sequence, and we also understand how to get their formulas in all different ways, or how to represent the sequence in all different ways. I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.